Well, hello all, and God bless. This is Jonathan Reichel with this week's Real with God episode, and this past week was a very interesting and satisfying week of productivity and relative joy. And just to kind of give you an update, the past couple of weeks I might have mentioned about the cooking show and the cooking DVD series that I filmed late last year, and I've been working on throughout the Christmas season and into this month. And I finally had my very first production meeting to give my customers the update of how things have been coming along and to give them a first look at how things are coming along. And it was a very great meeting. It was really wonderful. The situation is that I'm being contracted by well-fed families. They're a group that's just up and coming, and their goal is to teach people how to cook all natural foods using all natural ingredients to basically create godly foods that are specifically designed to fuel your body healthy and the way that God designed for it to be done. And a really great group of people. The stars of the show are two sisters, and one lives way up north, one lives down here in Orlando. And I was actually able to use Skype, so how cool, you know, the Skype Bible fellowships that we have. That's a useful business tool as well. We were able to connect our group down here in Orlando with the group up in up north, and I was actually able to show them the live broadcast of some of the editing projects that I'm doing and get feedback from them, and it was super high tech, and I felt totally James Bond. It was sweet. But anyway, they were very ecstatic and very excited about how the project's coming along, and we should have that finished by this next Friday, so major progress going along there. And I felt great about the meeting, felt really good about it, but what really blessed me was something that I wasn't even expecting, something that I wasn't even looking for specifically. But I logged on Facebook, yay Facebook, which is probably where you're watching this now, either Facebook or YouTube. And I logged on to Facebook, and one of their status updates was a really thoughtful, and it wasn't directed specifically to me, but it was just kind of a general announcement to all of their friends that they were really excited and really pleased by the work that I had done. And I think they even might have called me a talented videographer. And it really blessed me. It really kind of inspired me and helped motivate me even further. You know that we've all been involved in assignments where you're just grinding and grinding and grinding, whether it be for school, how you're doing lots of research and you're staring at a computer forever, or you're doing lots of work and you're staring at a computer forever, or you're doing lots of video editing and you're staring at a computer forever. And you don't get that much feedback. You don't get that much encouragement from the computer. The best the computer can do is sometimes malfunction, which it did. But being able to hear a review from a customer and from someone that you're doing the work for, that wasn't even directed to you, but just that they would be inspired to openly compliment you, without you even knowing about it, just really blessed me and really made me feel good about the work that I had done. And it made me think of a verse, Colossians 3:23, which is, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord and not for men. And that concept of labor and work and the attitude with which we should work is a very common theme throughout the Word. In fact, a lot of the New Testament references to work deals a lot with specifically ministering, and how Jesus tells us time and time again that the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. The concept that there are plenty of people out there that would love to hear the gospel of Jesus Christ and that need the message of salvation, but the laborers are few, the workers are few. So that the concept of work and the concept of labor is a very important thing to God. He put man on the earth. He put humans, men and women, on the earth originally in the Garden of Eden. He put them in a garden where they would be able to work and be able to put energy and effort into bearing fruit, both literally and figuratively, and to have a result for their labor. And so God intended for us to work. He intended for us to be productive and to grow and to learn and to better ourselves through our labors. And that concept in Colossians 3:23, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, with great passion and great energy and great effort, working for the Lord and not just for men, not just for your employer. Whenever you're logging your hours at work, whenever you're doing assignment for school, or wherever you're putting forth your effort and energy into something, I've found that when I'm doing it just kind of half-heartedly, and I'll get this done eventually, it really drains the energy. It drains your drive. It drains my passion for it. But when I decide, you know what, I'm going to make this the absolute best that I can possibly make. I'm going to pour my soul and my energy and my effort into making this project a godly, quality project, not only does it motivate me, but I get happy results like what I heard, and it's really exciting. And it's, you know, words like that, and words of genuine appreciation for the work is worth more than the money. It's worth more than the material gains, just to know that what you're doing is good. And that really blessed me. And also a little tidbit here at the very tail end I want to share with you. There's another verse called in Deuteronomy 25 verse 4, and it says, "Do not muzzle an ox while it is treading out the grain." And you're thinking, okay, John, how does that have anything to do with that? Well, the concept of muzzling the ox is back in the day, the cultures were very agrarian, and they did a lot with agriculture, and they did a lot with food and harvesting, and that was their major way of surviving, was to farm and to grow food like that. And they would elicit the skills of oxen to do really hard manual labor, to tread out grain, to stomp on grain and make the grain fall through the chaffs into the collection area. And what some people would do that were very cheap is that they would muzzle the ox so they wouldn't be able to eat while they worked, and they would basically be starving the ox just to make more profit. But in Deuteronomy 25:4 it says, don't do that. Reward the laborers for their labor. Let them enjoy of the benefit of their labor, as they're working on it. While I was working at Nature's Table, they would allow us a certain amount of free food. While we were working there for long periods of time, they would just treat us to food, and that really blessed us. And even in this time, yesterday or a couple days back, when my project coordinators came over to review the work, they brought me a big bunch of the most amazingly delicious chocolate blueberry muffins, and they were so what I needed. I've been surviving off of production bachelor food for a while now, with the occasional good old PB&J and Macos and stuff. But just to have this dripping, delicious, fresh, amazing stack of muffins, I ate it in one sitting. They were so good. But they did not muzzle their ox who grinded. They were willing to feed me happy food, and they didn't have to, but just they did it for love, and it blessed me in the belly region, and I feel good about that. So the concept of work and of labor and why we're doing it and who we're doing it for and the attitude with which we should be doing it is something I'd love to talk about this week. So as we're starting back up in the new year and getting more active with our school and our work and our activities that involve labor, I think it'd be interesting to discuss that. So what do you think about work, about the attitudes we should have, and about the benefits of work, what they should be? Just something to think about. We will be having Skype fellowships Sunday evenings at 3 p.m. and we'd love for you to join us if you're blessed to come. It's always a blast. And for this week, this is Jonathan Reichel with Real with God. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.